welcome to the pod where we help you grow and maintain your business. I am your host, Mr. Brick City, and we are live. The pod is brought to you by BONJ and powered by That Hub Life Radio. Don't forget, you can support the work of the Hub and its families via Cash App at $ That Hub Life. I am here today, unfortunately, without my co-host, but all is well. He is good. So I'm going to push on without the brother, but hey, John D, we love you, John Drummond. But even though you're not here, I want to make sure that I tell all of our listeners that John has done something absolutely amazing. And if you are a part of the BONJ, as you should, and you follow the page, he just recently, just 2 days ago, dropped a massive, major announcement on our news feed. He has partnered with Santander Bank in an amazing project that's going to help 50 business owners with specialization in the food industry with grant monies ranging from $2,500 to $10,000. The criteria, simple, just cultivate a small business that aims to strengthen minority entrepreneurs in the food-related industry. Participants should definitely reside in the state of New Jersey or represent a business in the state of New Jersey. Gross net revenues around $25,000 at the most in the last full calendar year. At least 1 year of operation as of January 2021. And you have to have at least 1 to 10 full-time employees in the food-related industries, including processing, technology, manufacturing, and food services. So if you have not hopped on to John's post and dropped your name yet, please make sure that you do that, because we want to make sure that any and everybody who gets an opportunity to participate in such a awesome opportunity gets to do that. So make sure you meet all the qualifications and reach out to John Drummond via that post today. So if we can go ahead, we're going to just jump right into today's show. I want to make sure that everybody understands that we have made a commitment to making sure that we bring in experts who hold you down. And today is no different. Last week we brought in our founder of Black Owned New Jersey, talked about the history of the organization, the growth of the Facebook page. We also had Al Tariq Best, who is an expert in trauma and in healing traumas. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring on a very special person. She is, excuse me, let me make adjust my mic real quick. Let me make sure that, okay, here we go. The picture is up. She hails from Jamaica by way of Antigua. She is the leader of the Skin Click. She is a branding expert. She is a web and graphic designer. She designed the logo for the pod. She named our podcast. She's been mentioned in the same circles on TSR with Megan Thee Stallion. She is the CEO of For Your Skin. She released a product yesterday that sold out in 2 hours before she could even announce it on Facebook. It was carrot soap, people. It was a stress-relieving carrot soap. She couldn't get an ad out, and there was no more. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the lovely, beautifully talented Shari Mendez. How are you?
Hi, Marcus. I'm doing great.
Queen Sister Shari is in the building with us today.
I don't know why you say Queen Sister Shari.
It was going to happen.
So funny.
It was going to happen. You should have known that.
Yeah.
How you feeling today?
Everything ties. I feel great.
So listen, so how does it feel to be on, like, to be here, to be on the pod, right? because this was something we talked about for a minute. We talked about it for a minute, and it was like, so you think you gonna pull this off in 2 weeks? I remember that conversation. Like, it was like, you really gonna do this, bro?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
And then, we did get that pushback, so we gave it a little extra time. But, talk to me. What does it feel like being here now? From seeing it in its infancy.
It's actually so funny because I remember that conversation that we had, that first conversation.
The very first one.
When you were just like, oh, we were thinking of like a name and stuff like that. And then I just came up with the name.
Yeah, you did that. That happened quick.
And it's so funny because then from that particular moment, it's just like everything just started. Like it literally concepted in such a short period of time. And I feel like, of course, you came up with put together the team. Like, you just kind of, like, put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And it was
hold on. Wait a minute. Don't say it like that. I had to. Look who I was. Look who I came to for help.
You know what?
I came to an expert in the game.
When you put everything together, and then it's just like, all these guests, you lined up everyone. It was just way of when you say you're gonna do something and then you just like literally there's no stopping, you just like it's all systems go, I'm just gonna take it and run with it.
I appreciate that.
And listen, I'm that type of girl too. I'm like, what are we doing? Let's do it and let's get it over, you know what I mean? So
I just remember so this, for everybody, this is actually Sherry and I's first time being in the same space.
Yeah, we've
been on Zoom calls, we have been on Facebook Meet calls, we have been on WebExes that have ended in the middle of a meeting. Like we've been working together.
Yeah.
Just trying to build this all out. And I told you this. I told you that when we first maybe the second meeting that we were on together.
Yes.
I was just like, yo, there's something dope about her work ethic. And I think maybe a day later you had posted. Does your staff know that you do this? You had posted one of your staff meetings.
Yeah.
But I just heard how you kicked it. Like, you just posted one the other day.
I posted one this morning. I'm always posting my team meetings when I go in my team.
Yeah, so like I've always your work ethic is just like super dope.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until after I said, hey, come help me with this. I need your help. I learned about your skills. Like, you came up with the logo in 10 minutes.
The thing is, it's just what it is for me, and that's just the type of person I am. And it's funny because I don't just have one business, I have 3. So I am, when I say I'm busy isn't like an understatement. And a lot of times people like, they message me and stuff like that. When I take up my phone, like if I'm on my phone and I'm doing something and I answer questions and whatever, and the minute I put my phone down, that's it. Like I'm not picking it back up until like I'm finished doing what I'm doing. So sometimes like, listen, Marcus, if you message me, you didn't get a response right away, that's just because my phone is really not in my hands because I am so inundated with everything that I have to do. But it goes to show that I have also a lot of entrepreneurs who follow me and a lot of persons who like, always want insight on just branding, marketing their business and stuff like that.
Right.
So I share a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of things that, again, I feel like people could take with them and people can learn from. Not even half of what I really want to show because sometimes I'm just like super busy. But I do share this because I feel like, persons can get an understanding of how is it to do certain things or, simple things that it takes to even like, start and continue. Or even if you're growing a team, if you have a team, different things I put into perspective and I share that because I get asked so many questions.
No doubt about it. So I remember one key thing that I remember learning for you, you told me how you work. How do you remember what that was? Tell a good folk. You talked about working backwards.
Yeah, I work backwards. I do things very unorthodox.
Talk to the folk.
So when it comes to even from like product releases, even from like a branding perspective, my thing is, and marketing, to be honest with you, because I do it everything for me is strategy. I do it in a very strategic way. So my main thing is I know who I'm talking to and how I'm talking to them. Right. And that goes to show with our ladies or customers or, as I would say, our clique, skin clique.
Right. The homies.
Yes. You know, how we talk and how we have and basically establish that relationship. So that's how it goes to me when I'm doing my marketing, because I'm not just mundane and just putting a product in your face and be like, hey, go shop, go buy it now. I break it down and I incorporate it in my day-to-day life, in my day-to-day routine, what I'm doing. If you see my reels on my videos, like, it's just me on an average day and I'm showing you how I do things. And it's the same thing with my girls, and that's what they want to see. They want to see how they can incorporate this product, and that's just how I work my marketing. So my thing is, I'm selling it afterwards. I'm not selling it before. So I'm not putting this microphone in front of your face and be like, hey, go buy this. I'm using it. I'm strategically incorporating it in what I do, and then I'm selling it to you.
Now here's the product.
Here we go.
You can have this now. So
You're that voice.
while we're on the subject of getting the product at the end result,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yesterday's Beyonce moment. You had a Rock Nation moment.
You know what? Let me tell you what happened.
You've had a couple of moments. So you had your,
I always have a couple
Let's talk. Wait.
moments.
Let's talk real quick about your Megan Thee Stallion moment.
Okay.
Let's go into that. When you got mentioned on TSR.
Yes.
I found out like a couple hours later, and then I ran into the shade room and tagged you like I was down from the beginning. I came.
Yeah.
Like I was there. I mean, I showed up late, but I came.
It's like I'm here.
I'm here.
It's so funny because I was literally minding my own business again. You know, my phone is down. I got up and then it's all these notifications coming in all over the place, and I'm like, what is happening? Because again, I know that, you know, we're always doing stuff and creating content.
You probably thought you got shifted into another moderator group for BONJ.
You know, I'm like, what is happening? Like the notifications are coming in. So then when I opened my phone and I saw like all of these tags under Meg Thee Stallion's post, and I'm like, what? And then it was just like, you know, then it went over to the shade room, and then it was the same thing. And then I was just like, wait a minute, what is happening here? And then when
Was that the work of the skin click?
Listen, I'm telling you, my girls do not play. Y'all don't even understand. These girls do not play for nothing. And I'm going to get into that because I'm just going to talk about the importance of like how good, like the importance of a community. You understand? But they kept just like, it was the tagging nonstop, and we just kept getting tags for like a good 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even long after, we just kept getting tags.
So my tag wasn't late necessarily.
No, it wasn't.
Got it.
Yeah. So, we just constantly kept getting tags, and then I was just like, okay. Then, you know, person started reaching out, and individuals from like, you know, different camps started reaching out and stuff like that. I can't really disclose too much.
Right.
It was just, it was phenomenal. And then at the same time, I was like, you know, still in the realm of just like, you know, working with different people and doing different things. So again, when I say that's
how you know she got NDAs, y'all. That's how you know she got NDAs.
Listen,
non-disclosure agreements out here on the coffee table waiting to be signed.
So it was just so unexpected, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, it's a blessing, and I am just out here just making these products. I have people, and I'm telling you that when I say that they're in love, and I have customers who are just sitting on the site waiting for a product to drop, you know, cannot. So, that it goes to show that, you know, again, and it was completely unexpected, but from there, it's elevated, of course, what I was already doing. And what I do is still to the realm of just doing it in a normal fashion, not doing anything over the top, not doing anything, you know, crazy or going out of my way in regards to even anything that happened after that. Right. You know what I mean?
So now let's talk carrots, stress relief, and soap.
You said carrot stress relief. Listen, it's clarifying, right?
Well, listen.
Yes.
A lot of clarification comes to stress relief.
I can't take you, Micah. But yes, it's clarifying. But let me tell you. The ladies are like this, right? I do weekly lives. And right now, I can't say anything. When I go on my lives, I can't say nothing because they hold me to it. They screen record me. They're pinning it on me. They're like, Shari, you said you're going to drop it on this date. Like, they are holding me, like, They're draping me
And that's
up.
why you be holding your team accountable the way that you do on your reels.
And that's just because, you know, I work very hard, and even if it's just like me in a one-man show, and this is for any entrepreneur out there, even if you're doing it by yourself, you have to have a certain standard that you want. You have to develop a culture. You can't wait for the people to come and then you develop the culture. You have to develop the culture for when they come in. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that is what I do because of what I've already developed on my own. So even if it was just me working and me working with 10 different people, you really couldn't tell the difference.
No, that's dope.
You really couldn't tell the difference because I'm still doing it all as if I have 10 people. Even some days when it's just me or some days when it's me and the whole team, I am still doing it like you name it, I'm doing it. So that's one of the things, and I made sure that I go above and beyond for my customers. I make sure of that. And that's why when I do talk to my team, I'm like, listen, our job is to serve our customers.
So I remember being on your live once. I asked a very important question. Allegedly, you answered said question, but I didn't hear it because my phone rang.
Marcus, you got to be quicker than that.
So now that you're here, like, I need something to get this right. Like, I need this a little bit softer. What do you have for me?
To make it softer?
Yeah, I need my beard to be, I need it to be less bristle. I need it to be soft and comfortable. And
okay, I would say the beard skin.
Did you notice that the engineer is now stroking his beard? Did
yeah,
you notice that?
I didn't even know he has. I can't see that he has a beard, to be honest, because of the mask, but I guess he needs his beard
So
softer
do you
too.
have anything for the bros? Because I know you have, even if it's not for the bros, is it something the bros can use?
Yes, absolutely. We have the bear skin elixir, and that is anything related to
Hold on, wait, the bear.
bear, B-A-R-E.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold
Yeah.
on. I thought it was for the bros. I'm spelling bear like an animal.
No, it's
Bear
listen.
skin
Bear skin elixir.
elixir. Because I'm about to become one of these customers that get all this treatment.
Listen, the click don't play. They do not. These girls are They be
So listen. So let's kind of shift, right? So we've talked about a little bit about your growth, and we'll get back more into. We'll take a deeper dive before we leave here today on the inspirational stuff. But let's talk more, directly about branding and marketing. Like, what are some of the things? Like, if there were 3 questions that a person should ask themselves when developing their personal brand, what should those 3 things be? I'm about to write them down, by the way. So
you can't. Okay. The 3 questions that you should ask when you're developing your brand is, who are you speaking to?
Who you talking to?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you speaking to them?
How you talking to them? Okay.
And the result.
Oh, okay. Why does this method work? Why is this a successful method?
Okay, so here's what it is, and it goes both ways, so both e-commerce and product, right? Because it's the same, to me, it's the same thing. Just the fact that it's in 2 different industries, but you have to know who you're talking to. And I feel like that's the biggest thing when it comes to a lot of entrepreneurs. They don't know who they're talking to. There's a difference between if you're building a brand or if you're just selling a product. And we see it. We see it with the names. We see it with the Gucci's and the Louis and the da-da-da-da-da. It's a brand. They're not just selling a product. It's the brand.
You're buying into the family history there.
That's what we're talking about here.
Right.
So that's that's why cultivation and relationships are so important, because you have to understand, hey, I am cultivating and building a brand. So that's why you have to know who you're talking to. If you don't know who you're talking to, then forget it. You're just selling to everybody, and not everybody wants your product. They don't. Not everybody wants one headband, one t-shirt, one shoe. No. Who is the person that I'm going to that wants this exact thing that I'm selling? You understand? So that is your audience.
Like John says, I have what I have is something that somebody wants.
Yes. Exactly. So you have to know who you're talking to and that is the key thing when it comes to your marketing. Because if you don't know who you're talking to, you're just marketing to any and everyone. It's just like you keep throwing something on the wall and you just hope it sticks. That's how it goes when you don't know your audience. You understand?
Okay.
Second thing is how you're talking to them. And the how is very important, because once you determine who it is that you're talking to, how you talk to them is another thing. Because, if I could say something to you and how I say it could go either way. You understand? Mm-hmm. So it's how you're conveying that message across to your audience.
So let's back up a little bit. So what's the best way for me to identify who I want to talk to?
You create, in the digital world, they call it an avatar. That's what they call it in tech world. They call it an avatar. You kind of make up this person. Okay, let me just, I like to put things into context. So let me say Sims, right? The game. When you create that avatar, or you create that person, that persona. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So same thing with your audience. So you create it. You create that ideal person that you want to buy your product, that you want to sell your services to. That ideal person, for instance, could be, let's just say for my brand, it could be a person who has difficulty with their skin. So they're struggling with certain skin issues. So that is the person who I'm talking to.
Right.
Then I can break it down and go into all the different, age, gender, where they are, the demographic, and all these different type of things. You understand? But I know that my direct audience would be persons who are struggling with adverse skin issues, mm-hmm. right? So then now, once you know that that's the person, you go down and you break it down into much. You're going to go as fine-tuned and niche it down as much as possible, mm-hmm. right? But if, for instance, let's say you have a t-shirt brand and your t-shirt brand is speaking, you have a message behind the branding, then you have to say, okay, let me connect with people who rock with the message. You understand? So you going into the audience of, okay, these are people who it's a movement about, I don't know, something random. Let's just say domestic violence, right? Persons who are probably struggling with that, persons who experience that. So that's who you're talking to.
But don't you run the danger of niching yourself way down to nothing?
No, I don't think so, because
into a rabbit hole.
You can't. No, because again, when you niche down, I am selling you exactly what you want. Mm-hmm. So I know that you are a paying customer that's going to buy. Of course, you're going to have other customers who come. You know what I mean? But if you know directly, and I'm going to use these larger brands because that's who I basically, that's where most of my branding research and stuff comes from. I look at these larger brands. Not everyone goes into Louis Vuitton and buys a $5,000 or $6,000 bag. You understand what I'm saying?
Nope.
They know
I know people who just walk past the store.
Come on, stop playing. So they know exactly who they're talking to.
Right.
You don't see their ads everywhere. You don't see their stores in certain places. You know exactly what type of mall or what type of area to go. So that is the persons that they are talking to directly. And they don't care how much they niche it down. They can niche it down by skin type, by this, by that. And not just making it a race issue. But they can niche it down as much as possible. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. But they know that person that they niche it to is the person who will come and spend that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000. So that's where their profitability comes into play, and that's where their brand equity comes into play. You understand?
Right.
They don't care about the person who's saving up to buy it because they already know they're talking to the person who have the money to buy it.
On deck.
Talk about it. So that's where you have to understand, and that's the difference between building a brand and just selling something.
So now let's shift into the result.
Yeah. The result is you have to be selling the solution. If you have a product or service, sell the solution, don't sell the product. I see it all the time. And
you said don't sell the solution.
No, sell the solution.
Sell the solution,
sell the product.
Don't sell the product. Okay.
Sell the solution.
Okay.
For instance, if you're in the fitness, you're selling the result. This is what if this is where your goal is, this is the result. What it takes to get to that goal is what, go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish.
What it takes to get to that goal is something that, internally the person or the consumer they're not really worried about the most part because they want the result. Just like with finance, if you see, and that's why a lot of people fall into the trap of the get money here scheme or whatever. They want the money. They want the end result. What is it? What they have to do in the midst of that? they're like, okay, I don't care, but I know at the end of the day I'm gonna get $5,000, $10,000, whatever dollars. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you're in business, you have to think about selling the result, because people want the result of the product. You understand?
So now I've taken your 3 steps now.
Yes.
Who am I talking to?
Yes. How you talking to them?
How I'm talking to them. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. And the result.
Yes.
So now I have these 3 things.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm in a good place. Mm-hmm. Now I'm ready to start talking to the people. So it is obvious that the best way to talk to the people is through the channels in which they use.
Yes.
So when selecting a social media, how do I identify what's the best social media outlet to use to kick it with the folk?
Okay, so when you say best, it all depends. And to be honest with you, I'm not a stickler when it comes to, you have to be on certain platforms. I don't really believe in that. I feel like you just kind of have to know, again, if you narrow it down and you know where you are, then you can find your audience from anywhere, and that's one of the beauties of ads and all these things. But if we're going to do it organically, then we know there's a lot of platforms out there that you can really, really monopolize the platforms that you're using. The key is just how you're doing it, and that's where content lies. And this is an actual meeting I had with my team this morning where we were talking about digital consumption, because there's so much platforms. You name it, there's a platform for it. There's a social platform for it. But you have to understand. So when you think about it, it's the content. That's the important thing. The key piece here of a platform that you want to be on is the content that you're producing on that platform.
Right.
That's the key. Because in a millisecond, millions of persons are using these digital platforms and these social platforms. So you have to understand, hey, there's so much consumption happening. How is it that, if you don't post anything, if you just hop in here and there, forget about it. You forget it. You have to make sure that your content is something that you're constantly putting out there. Just like food. Right. You have to give people something to digest and eat every single time.
Right. So here's what we're going to do. You've just dropped a lot of information. Yep. So what I want to do is I want to give you a little break. we gonna call somebody real quick. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over 2 social media profiles and a web page.
Okay.
And we're going to take the 6 things that you've just told us in terms of building a personal brand and creating organic growth on social media.
Yes.
So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to place a call. What we did was while Craig works on that, what we did was we took a little Instagram, I won't say a poll. We just said, hey, listen, if you want some live assistance from the expert, drop your Instagram handle.
Yeah.
What we did was we wound up picking a couple of folk randomly.
Yes.
And we just going to, give you a minute to. You shared a lot of information in a real quick span.
Oh, listen, trust me, I have loads of information.
Yeah. So we want to just go ahead and see if we can bring that first person on right now.
Okay.
Your call has been forwarded.
Man, we are not. We are.
They
not
don't want to get the branding and marketing info.
We might just do it for them anyway. We're gonna try it again. There you go.
Come on, answer.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? This is the pod, and you are live on Black Owned New Jersey. This is the host, Mr. Brick City NJ. How are you?
Okay.
I am looking to speak to the CEO of the flyest crochet, glove making, hat making company that hit the market lately.
Hey, yo.
What's going on with you?
Nothing much.
So here's what I want you to do before we jump in. So we're gonna go over your Instagram profile for you real quick. We do have Sherry Mendez in studio, prepared to share some tips with you on how to make your profile super better and create some organic growth. But I want you to take about a minute and a half and tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
Well, I make affordable crochet accessories for the family, hats, gloves, scarves. I started crocheting on the onset of the pandemic, so it's been about a year.
Okay.
But I decided, that it's cold out. People need hats. People need scarves. People need gloves.
Hey Craig, slide that screen over a little bit. I want the folk to make sure that they get this little black doodad that I have on my head. This is one of her early projects, right? Look at this. This thing right here keeps you warm, boy. It's sometimes I got to walk around without it because my locks
Yes.
with the knit, boy, it get hot.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what a hot flash feels like ever.
Oh my God.
Right?
No, you don't.
So listen. So tell me how to properly pronounce the name of your business because I will butcher it every single time.
It's Bera Hanima. It's actually a nickname that my husband gave me, Bera, and Hanima is Amina spelled backwards, which is my Islamic attribution.
Okay. All right. So we're looking at so why don't you pull up your profile real quick? And what we're going to do is we're going to start at the very, very top. We see you have about 147 posts, 62 followers, following 65 people. And I'm going to let the expert take it from here. She's going to share some tips with you. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, the first question that I want to ask her is,
Her name is Samira, by the way.
Samira.
My bad. I
Okay,
forgot
yeah,
all
because I
about-
was like, oh, wait, I didn't
forgot
get
all
her
about that.
name. Okay, yes. The first question I want to ask Samira is, wait, can you just scroll down for me, please? Okay. How long have you been in business, Samira?
Well, I just started my business in November of 2020. I decided since I'm sitting at home during this quarantine, I might as well do something.
Okay, and is
So my ex-husband gave me the idea, like, just go and get your LLC. Like, it doesn't cost that much.
okay, and this is your business page, or this is your business page, right? Not your personal page.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So, off the bat, it does look like a mixture of both. So it does look like a mixture of your business and your personal page. I would make it more streamlined, and I would definitely just have it everything business. Okay.
So that means you should create a second page?
Yes, you have a separate page from, because it looks to me, to be honest with you, it looks like a mixture of both because there's some of you, there's some, I would definitely streamline it so it's just business. Okay?
This is my second page. Right?
Okay. Oh, this is your second page?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that we need to do is definitely less quotes.
Okay.
Why is that?
Okay, because from a visual aspect, and then that's the thing with Instagram, we have to understand like it's visually appealing. This is why a lot of persons focus on aesthetic and the look of things. When I look at it, it doesn't take my eyes to the product. It takes my eyes to the quotes. You understand? And you have to remember you're a product-based business, so your goal is to sell the product. When you have a bunch of quotes and sayings on there, it takes away from the selling point because your eyes instantly go to what's brighter or, a image or a letter that pops out. You understand?
Right.
And that's just natural in general. So you definitely want to take those quotes out. Focus heavily more on the product and definitely build up the aesthetic. How you do that, and in terms of taking product pictures, make sure if you have smaller items, take it on a plain white background. So even if you have a sheet of paper, anything like that, put the paper down first and then you just take the picture on it. It looks much, much better. And your eye, because the background is white, it will go straight towards the color, which would be the color of the crochet or whatever you knitted. Okay? When you take it...
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With product pictures, you want to be as simple as possible because, again, eyes pick up color. So if you're putting it down and it's something bright next to it, like an orange or a green or a purple, that's where your eyes are going. It's not going towards the product, okay? So another visualization tip, especially when it comes to smaller products.
So let's spend about 30 more seconds. Let's give her one final bang. Let's do this and grow.
Okay, one final thing is you're selling products, right? And your goal for your social media is to sell products, okay?
Right.
That's the goal. Now, how you do that is you have to make sure that you're enhancing your brand on social, okay? The way you do that is, again, share tips of things that, let's say, persons didn't know about crochet. Just like what Marcus said. Marcus said he has his locks, and with the knit, it keeps him a little hot. So let's just say, for instance, you can share a tip on letting persons know, like, hey, if you have a crocheted knit hat or a crocheted hat, you don't no need to wear like another cotton hat because the fabric will keep you warm, right? That's just one tip. Another tip could be, hey, with crochet, you could probably wear it in and out or backwards. Maybe a lot of persons don't know that. So whatever, because remember, you are the expertise, and that's what you have to portray. So you have to tell them, okay, hey, did you know about this? So share informative tips as well, because that's what will help persons with their purchasing decision.
Right.
You feel like you're ready to grow there, Miss Samira?
You know it.
You ready to take off and just be a burst of knitting energy in this country?
I am. And it's not knitting, it's crocheting.
My fault.
Crochet.
See, look, I'm
See.
getting yelled at on the radio.
That would be a great meme. Like, you could put it on there. Like, hey, not knitting, it's crochet. That would be nice. Put that up there.
Not knit. See, look, I
Because a lot of people say knitting. I would say it would knit, and then it would just like, no.
Sewing. They say sewing a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Be
if you sewing with yarn this large, I hate to see what you're sewing. But Samira, thanks for being a good sport. I hope that the tips that you have received today help you grow, help you flourish. Thank you for being a part of Black Owned New Jersey. And in the next 24 to 48 hours, we are going to send you a special, customized, I've been featured on the pod graphic just for your Instagram page, so people know that you certified by the pod.
Thank you. And thank you for the tips, because like I said, I'm just new with this. I'm right out the gate, so I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go.
Absolutely. So let me just review it. Just, take pictures on a white background. Make sure you're being informative, and also no more quotes, no more of those type of posts.
Okay. Do you have a social media page I can follow, like if I wanted some tips or something?
Yes, absolutely. Marcus,
Yo, you want to buy some body wash? Yo, you want to buy some body wash and become part of the skin clique. That's how that's going down.
So that's let's give you
She has so many handles to choose from.
no you could just do my personal one. I am Shari Mendez. What is
Okay.
it? No, it's
I am.
Wait,
I don't have that one. What is going on
it's
here?
Shari _S Mendez. You don't have my personal. Why do you not have my personal IG?
SHARI underscore S Mendez.
Yes, MENDEZ. Why you listen? I'm always sharing, that's my main. But I'll
Excuse me.
listen, Marcus. You play way too much.
Hey, Samira, thanks for rocking out with us. We're gonna go on to our next profile. Make sure you keep watching.
I sure will. And thank you again for having me on the pod.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go on to Denise Riley next. Man, we're not going to talk to Miss Riley. I spoke to her earlier. She's not available. But however, she does some handmade stuff here. So she has about 25 posts, 87 followers, following 128 people. I think we're looking at like bonnets right now. That's what it looks like we got going on here. She has an Etsy shop. So let's talk about it. Let's give Miss Riley a whole $1.90.
Okay. So
I'm a minute 90 seconds.
is that?
Yeah.
I was like, what is he talking about?
I wanted to be. Oh, that is a fierce tutu, baby.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like we got candy bags. Looks like baby hats.
Scroll up a little bit for me. Okay, so I like the bonnets. I like that. Okay, so one of the things that I think when it comes to product, and again, we're visual people here. The layout of the way how she put everything, that's definitely nice and cute, but I would love to see, love to see people. You understand?
Got it.
I would love to see it broken up with just like the way how she had it below there with her wearing it, so that people could see how it looks with it on. And that's one of the things, like, no one really wants to see like flat lays like that. We want to visualize ourselves wearing it and how it would look. So I would like her to put it on, maybe take some other shots of it, like from the side, from the back. You know what I mean?
Now, speaking of breaking it up, go back up to the top for me. What about this particular one here? So we have 3 my eyes are confused at what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
Right? So what do we do in a situation like this?
In a situation like this, again, and I feel like it would make much, because they look like they're reversible from what I could see. It looks like you could wear them both in and out.
This is the jungle-inspired fashion.
You know what? I can't play with you. But yeah, I definitely feel like, her putting it on a person and taking the image that way, even if she doesn't have like an actual model, she could do it herself, because there's one there that I did see with just her, and breaking it up that way. One day she could probably show some behind the scenes of maybe some fabric, and then transitioning it or turning it into like that one where it's her behind the scenes. People love behind the scenes shots. She could showcase that, and then more of it on her actual body as opposed to just lay down, so we could see how it would look.
Like even with the tutu, if you go down.
Exactly.
The one with not the next one.
The next one?
Yeah, that would have been perfect with the
this
little baby
one,
in it.
she should have just kept the girl and take out the other one with the hangers.
Right.
People love seeing kids in cute stuff like this.
Right.
So,
and what about so I noticed that she's using a mannequin head. What about even? I mean, we love seeing people, right?
Yes.
But what about a mannequin like at a specific height, like a mannequin head at a specific height? That
I'm not a fan of mannequin heads.
She hit me with the.
Listen,
She hit me with the sigh, y'all. I don't know whether y'all heard that.
Listen to me.
That's why she's the expert. I'm just asking
It's
the
just
question.
a part of my graphic designing experience. I just don't like mannequin heads. I would prefer like if she just maybe put on just like some simple lip balm, lipstick, and then she just puts it on herself. Like I would prefer that. That would give me, ooh, I love the way this looks. Let me go purchase it, as opposed to it on a mannequin head. So. I would love to see if you just take the pictures yourself. Look at her profile picture is beautiful with her smiling. So her profile picture is really beautiful with her smiling. I would have just loved if she had the mannequin head on in these type of photos, and don't take all of those pictures at once, meaning like how you see the square. Don't do that.
No collages.
No collages. People, come on. We're in 2021. Don't do the collages.
All right, so now it's only fair to test your expertise level. You have done rather well here for Instagram.
Okay.
So we're going to let Ms. Riley, I hope you find these tips usable, and I hope they work out for you. We are also going to send you to a certified by the pod graphic for you to post just on your Instagram page. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the mouse from the engineer real quick, because I'm gonna roll through this one real quick if you don't mind.
Marcus, you're so funny.
So it's only fair that I pull out a website so that the folks see that the CEO expert is not playing. So why don't we go to the top here? We have this brand called Awareness by Darius.
Why you make that voice like that? You and these voices.
It's Awareness by Darius.
Okay.
So, this line was started by a 16-year-old about 2 years ago. You might have met him before. So I'm gonna just that face right there look familiar.
Aw, isn't he the one that came and met me outside?
Yeah, he came at you outside.
Okay.
But I gotta live with him for the rest of his life, or at least till he goes to college. But I just wanted to see just your thought on just not necessarily his. His was kind of a low hanging fruit, but just wanted to share your range of knowledge with the folks. So let's talk about Awareness by Darius.
I actually love the name. That is so, because it's like awareness. I love that.
Yeah,
that is very
that's
nice.
why when you see it, that the A and the W is always capitalized, because it's awareness.
I like what you did there. I like that. Did you have a hand in that as well?
I designed I designed the logo. I designed the name. I paid for the LLC, and I'm only the director of operations. So
Okay. All right, Marcus. Just throwing all that out there.
yeah. So and actually I designed this site as well. So
Scroll down for me.
okay. Uh-oh.
And then so the collection is about. I actually love that. Scroll down a little bit more.
Of course.
Rockyourwoke.com. Oh, I like that too. Marcus, you know your phases of you scroll down a little bit more for me.
Okay, this is the lab. This is the lab. So down here in the lab, this was the first photo shoot that we ever did. Shout out to Dupre, Kelly, 1/3 of #LowTug. And then these are pictures from like the summer before he launched with Be Light, Tobias from Empire, the mayor of the city of Newark, DJ Tamil, they go to Do It All Again, Lena Janae. 1738. So
but no, I actually do like it. I don't I like the fact that you could tell the messaging. The colors play a role because then it makes you pop. Your eyes are looking at it. Everything is laid out very nicely. I must commend you on that, Marcus.
Thank you very much.
It's laid out very nicely. I like the messaging behind it because it makes you think like, okay, this is what we're bringing awareness to, you know, and then we can actually see their the names, the codes. I actually do love it. The only thing, it would just be PRing, so just promoting, just keep putting it out there. But everything else, I do like when you have a brand that is talking about, you know, a movement or something like that. That's exactly what you want the website to depict.
So let me ask you this question. So one thing that I thought about when building Darius's site is one thing that you don't know because you're not operating it or you haven't. There's only one way to get to his web. So this is a landing page more so than the actual website, right? Because we drop ship. So what I was thinking about was potentially adding more, like the actual shirts or the actual logos on the page, linking those as opposed to having just one link. So this is the only way, the only button on the page that takes you to shop for anything that, whether it's the socks, the bags, like it.
Yeah. Scroll down at the bottom for me, please. Having more buttons there, because then again, you want persons to be able, the name of the game is to shop.
Right.
Yes, so having more buttons on the actual main website page or the landing page that they're going to, and showing more of the product will be a great addition, because then again, it would just drive them to purchase.
Well, look at there.
Marcus, why do you play so much? You're so funny.
Listen, but in this space, I want to know that we're growing, and I want to be able to take on and share, right? And I want to know that, all right, cool, I had an expert tell me that this is pretty dope. So now I know that if I was to ever share or help point somebody in the right direction, that, you know, we are headed in the right space. But we have come to the point in the show where we are going to throw away the script and speak inspirationally. But before we do, we have to pay some bills real quick. So this is going to be exclusive information for everybody watching today. We will soon be opening up advertising opportunities on the pod.
Yay.
So please, if you want to promote on the pod, drop your name in the comments below. Just your name only. Don't drop your name. Don't drop your business page.
No links.
No links. Just drop your name. That's it. Just your name. When you drop your name, it'll make it so much easier for us to sift through and reach back out to you and move forward in that space with you. But we're growing and we want you to grow right along with us. Our next bill we're gonna pay is one of the cousins.
Yes.
She has something major going on. Amina over at Drip Cosmetics LLC is hosting a scholarship drive. This scholarship is for folks who are currently seniors in high school, and they must submit a completed application on or before June 1st, attending a college or university in the fall of 2021 or the spring of 2022. And in my opinion, that's probably about the easiest scholarship that one could ever ask for.
That's true.
So that was pretty simple. So what I want you folks to do is I want you to hop on into BONJ. I want you to use the search bar. Search for Drip Cosmetics LLC and search and get in touch with Amina and let's talk about her and talk to her about her scholarship.
Make sure you guys go over there because that's amazing.
Yeah, man. So listen, it's all about making sure. Listen, this show is about educating folk on every level possible.
Say the word.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm done now. We've gone through the script. We've talked about everything we were supposed to talk about.
Yep.
But you know the science of the show.
Yes. I do. Of
You
course
helped me.
I do.
You helped me build the science of the
We
show.
helped structure it. Yes, we did.
So,
Yeah.
and I know if I didn't follow the structure today, it was going to be smoke in the production meeting.
No, but I think it was listen, I think we did a great job.
No doubt about
Kudos
it.
to us.
No
'cause
doubt
I think
about
we
it.
did
for sure.
real good.
No doubt about it. And we still on time.
Yeah, look at that.
But still on time, within our time frame.
Yes.
So we're going to use the rest of our time to talk about 4 Years Skin, Shari Mendez, and Shari Mendez.
I think we should switch instead of
No. See, you don't get the no. Listen, it's only one host, Mike.
Listen.
What that non-single say? All I need is one mic.
Listen to me.
But listen, so here's what I want to do. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
Four things. 4 things.
4 things about myself.
Oh.
Come on, why you look on your face, Marcus?
Yeah.
Okay.
About you.
I
Because
can't.
if you had a doppelganger.
Okay. Let's see now. So.
And it can't be business related.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 4 things about you about you non-business related.
I gotta think.
Why is she thinking?
Because
Let me
it's
go
like-
back to the beginning of my
My
notes.
business just consumes my life.
Yeah, but you are Jamaican by way of Antigua. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I was born in Jamaica and I grew up in Antigua.
Joe, that's probably the end of her answer too. Like,
Yeah,
just short and sweet.
It was very short and sweet. My answers are straight to the point. Like, what else? I have a Spanish and French last name.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous,
I
mademoiselle?
don't know any of that.
Neither do
speak
I. I got a
none
D
of
in
it.
French in high school. That's about all I got.
You know, people would be like, "Oh, do you speak Spanish?" Try to talk to me in Spanish. No, I don't. What else? I'm a Capricorn and amazing.
But I will say
people.
this: you do have an accent, right? And I can hear your accent. There's a dual accent happening here. So
It's neither this nor that. That's
Whoa.
the thing. What is
Whoa.
no. It don't.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
No, I don't have a Brooklyn accent.
Yo, I've heard it. Yo,
I lived in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. I could
lived
tell.
in Brooklyn before I came to Jersey.
I could tell about it. I could tell you spent some time in Brooklyn on the backside of your accent. Don't even worry about it.
Okay, I guess it's in there somewhere. it's up there. It's up
So, what was your first endeavor, and what happened?
Okay, so my very, very first business, my son's gonna be 11, so that was 10 years ago, and I used to sell hair.
So you were selling Peruvian yaki?
Listen to me. I was selling, you name it, Malaysian, Cambodian, everything under the sun. Yes. I used to sell hair. I no longer sell it.
Did you have a spot, or was it?
No,
Was it out the-
I was drop shipping, and I knew nothing about what I was doing, but I was making money.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't out the back of a van in Brooklyn. That's all.
Nah, not one of them dollar vans. But
Okay, got it.
I was drop shipping the hair, and it was very profitable. But 10 years ago, think about it. It's not like if, where it is right now today. If I was still doing it, forget about it. But that's what I started doing, but I travel a lot. So at the time, it's just like, I didn't know how I was doing it. It was no structure or nothing like that. I was just like, ooh, get me the hair and da-da-da-da-da, stuff like that. And then I just kept traveling and I never kept up with it. So it just dwindled away. But that was my very first business.
All right, so let's skip to like your third or fourth one. Pick one, either 3 or 4. Because I know you've had a couple of them.
I do. My fourth business was when I sold trees. And yes, you heard that correct. I sold trees, lumber, wood.
Oh, bro, bro.
Listen to me, Marcus.
Listen.
You,
Wait, first of all, you can't do that.
What?
You can't say I sold trees and then say yes trees as if you were confirming what I was thinking because I was trying to figure out how you got an LLC for that. Like they just signed a bill in Jersey 2 days ago. What's going on?
No, you play all day long. But yes, that was my third or fourth business.
So, like, did you own or was you just like? Were you like the Amway salesman for back in the day? Like, yo, I got your birch, I got you, you know.
Well, I was doing it back home, but, you know, they would order the trees, because, you know, we had a lot, order trees, and then it's like we would chop the tree down, and we sell them the lumber.
She said we, though.
Yeah.
So you was out in the streets, like, just...
No, I know I wasn't out in I wasn't in I wasn't in the tree chopping thing.
Alright, because you said we like you was out here, like you had, like you was John Henry, swinging it, like, what is...
No, I wasn't in there, like, you know, cutting stuff down.
Alright, so far we have gone from hair
yeah
to trees. What's your favorite tree, by the way?
Oh, I don't have a favorite tree. I don't know. I don't have a favorite tree. Marcus, do I look like somebody who has a favorite tree?
I mean, you could have...
No.
I have a favorite tree.
I don't. I was just like, okay, how many tree we got to chop to make this money?
Wow.
So,
wow. That sounds like I ain't gonna tell you what that sounds like. But okay. Okay. So, like, did you... was it a specific market? Was it, like, for paper? Was it for... Or just for whatever they needed it for?
It was for everything that they needed it for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
It's a very lucrative industry, to say the least.
Really?
Yes, yes it is.
And this was this is in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
You do think it's a still? Well, obviously it is still a lucrative. You still got a hookup over here?
I have a lot of businesses, and I have a lot of my hands are in a lot of stuff. So even though I don't explain everything that I do, a lot of people see me and they're like, "Oh, you just sell skincare." No, I don't. I do a lot of stuff. That's the funny part.
Okay. So where does the logo business fall into all?
The digital marketing business.
Excuse me, the digital marketing business.
Digital development company. That's my digital development company.
I won't do that again.
Yeah, just say it like that.
Digital development company.
Yeah. So the digital development company, that started because I am a tech girl. So as much as I really love, you know, doing all the, you know, the creating the products and stuff like that, I'm a tech girl. I like doing tech stuff. You know, that's just my thing. I went to school. I have a degree in computer science and stuff like that. So that was my thing. I actually wanted to be a computer support specialist. Like, I just wanted to do something with tech, right? And I started my digital company because I was just doing websites, web design, graphic design. And I started learning a little bit of coding and learning how to build apps and develop apps and design apps and stuff like that. So that's where that company came into play. That's how it started. And then persons, like, you know, I promoted it. Persons reach out. I don't promote it as much. Like, from time to time, you guys will see me drop stuff in the BONJ, but I don't promote it.
What do I tag you in the most?
That, like, I need a website, Shari Mendez. Like, you know, I don't promote it as much just because the lion's share of my clients from that business come from referrals. Those are clients that I already have. Do you offer a small commission for referrals? No. Marcus, you know what?
I need to go back and count up real quick. You know.
You play all day long.
Even if I get a little percentage off of my my bearskin
elixir.
My bearskin elixir. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get there.
So that's the lion's share of my clients come from referrals.
So now let's get to the lion's share of the work.
Yes. Oh, the work. Talk about it.
For your skin. What took you to skin?
It just happened. For Your Skin is relatively new. We're only 1 year old, a little bit over a year old. We're only a little bit over a year old, to be honest. What happened was just that I've always made my own products since I was pregnant with my son, because I just wasn't using like drugstore stuff and stuff like that. And I just made my own stuff. I still make my natural mask. Like, I would make like an avocado mask, a tomato mask, or whatever, and use that on my skin. And then one day I was on live, because, I love doing lives, and someone was like, oh, what do you use on your face? Your face is glowing. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, yeah. What do you use? Do you sell that? What are you using?
She said, excuse me again. It's her cha-ching, cha-ching.
Marcus,
Next thing you know, she was like, what was that? The uncle off of DuckTales?
he said,
Swimming through the coins?
Yo. So, yeah, and that's what I, when they asked me, and I was like, well, I just use this little oil that I made. And then she was like, oh, so you have the oil because I have blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, say no more. Say no more.
Cha-ching, Uncle Screw. Diving in the money back.
It just all made sense at that point.
Tell me about that oil. What was that oil that triggered this all off for you? What was it?
It's a skin toning elixir, which is the top best seller.
What's in it?
Oh, I gotta go deep down into what's in it. Okay.
Because I'm making it at home.
Oh my gosh, you play too much.
Me rosemary and extra virgin olive oil. What was in
None
it?
of that.
No?
None of that.
Oh,
that's
right.
for sure. The thing about it is, I'm very, very, very particular when it comes to my skin. When it comes to stuff that I use in general. We don't use just like your regular tea tree oil and all that stuff.
Got it.
It's marula oil that a lot of people don't know about. Argan oil, which is kind of pretty, pretty
Marula.
pricey.
Sounds like a nightclub in Miami.
Yeah.
So now, so talk to me now. Let's talk about For Your Skin,
Yes.
2 challenges, how you overcame them, 2 successes. And that's how we're going to end the show today.
2 challenges?
Well, that's not how we're going to end
Well,
the show.
one challenge that I'm still dealing with right now, to be honest with you, is that the demand is more than I can supply. That's a challenge. A lot of people is like, oh, it's a good thing to be sold out.
So you out here hiring soap makers? I got space. I got
You know what, Marcus?
I got a whole extra closet. I got a 16-year-old ready to work for the summer.
I can't play with you.
Yo, I'm serious.
So that's one of the main things for me. And that's one of the things that, again, a meeting that I constantly have with my team. And why the ladies were coming at me because they're like, how come it sold out? How much did you make? So that's one of the things.
So wait. So your customers out here questioning your quantity?
They listen to me. Them girls are like,
Do you think that there's
come
anybody
on.
out here asking Beyonce how many Ivy Park sweatshirts she made?
Listen to me. They are out here and they're like, come on, Shabby, you got to do better. You need to make more. I'm like, okay. I only have 3 hands. All right.
So how have you thought about trying to overcome that? Do you see yourself like in a space where you might need to go into like a mass production situation?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things with growth and expansion is that it comes at you, and one of the things that I have to be able to do, and with all these meetings that I have with so many persons on the inside and on the outside, is just try to understand how we kind of can measure the growth, because we can't go too fast, too quick. So that's one of the main things, knowing like when we're scaling and how we're just doing it. That's one of the key things. So again, persons are like, well, being sold out is a great thing, Shari. You're always sold out. And I'm like, it's good and bad because, of course,
if you ain't got it, you're not making no more money.
Talk about it because I'm like, yeah, I want to be sold out, but at the same time, if I don't have products to sell, I'm in e-commerce. The business is not making any money. Come on now,
right?
But at the same time, it's just like I don't want to keep products on the shelf. I want them sold. Like I don't want to just make them to have them sitting there. I want them out my house. It's looking very warehouse-ish in there. So I need to get them out. Like I want to get them to you.
So let me ask you this question. With growth and expansion,
Yes.
do you worry about, like, I would worry, especially like the skincare industry, of like, what if somebody makes a mistake on the recipe? Like, the recipe is what people know, right? And listening to you talk about the skin click, they gonna know if they missing about a teaspoon of Marula oil. Marula oil, my bad, Marula oil. So they gonna know, but you got how do you grow and expand and then prevent that from happening?
You just have to be on top of your formula, and that's one of the things that I am on top of the formula. I work very closely, of course, with my chemist to just make sure.
Have you patented your?
Can't put that out there like that, Marcus.
I'm gonna mind my business.
But one of the
I
things
just want to make sure you protect it. That's all I'm saying.
in every way possible, listen, protect the brand at all costs.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Maybe I should have asked that question. Are you protected?
Yes, the brand is
Are
protected.
you in good hands with Allstate?
Yes, we are. With all 4 hands. So one of the key things here is just to make sure that the formulation is not at all like questioned.
Compromise, yeah.
Not for a second. That's why, again, if we're sold out, persons really just gotta wait. At one point last year during COVID, we were sold out for about 6 weeks. Which is a long time, but persons were still buying every and anything that they could think of. But it was just because, our raw materials come from India and Africa. So, again, when those bad boys come in, they come in on the ship, and, it takes a little time. So, you just got to wait for the good stuff.
Man.
Mark is doing like that.
She said India and Africa.
Yes, it comes from India and Africa.
I don't even have a follow-up question. That thing caught me off guard real quick.
So that's where it comes. So it's not like, you're not just getting the good old-fashioned thing that you could...
Okay.
That's not what you're getting.
That's super dope. So listen, we've come about to the end.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do is I want you to just take a deep breath. Inhale in. Inhale out. And on the end of that exhale, I want you to leave BONJ, the BONJ family, with a inspirational piece. This is your monologue. This is your moment to say to the folk in this 20-second space, this is how you build, this is how you grow, this is how you maintain.
I'm gonna leave like 2, and 1 of
Why?
course.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna leave 2, Marcus, because it's just like 1 is definitely making sure that you're mentally prepared. Entrepreneurship to me is more mental than it is financial or physical. I feel like a lot of persons don't work on their mental capacity, and that's how they break and crumble. I feel like you have to be feeding your mental capacity, whether it's by, reading, listening to audio, watching stuff, but you just have to make sure that you're mentally sound, because remember, you are that, you're the head. And, everything falls off of you. If mentally you're not up there, is not doing what it's supposed to do or functioning correctly, then everything else is crumbling. You know what I mean? So, again, and you have to make sure you do that in a capacity where, whether it's leadership, whether it's making sure your day-to-day is good, you set the tone for how your business flows. So, again, you make sure your mental capacity is good, and your self-development. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Because it's no one else's fault, but you just have to make sure that you're doing what you have to do. And one last thing I would say is just my good Bible quote that I always go by is just write the vision and make it plain. So
wow.
He who reads it will run to it, and even though it may tarry, wait for it, because surely it would come at an appointed time.
Say less. So we're gonna close out with something rather important.
Yes.
Right. This is two important things, and then we're gonna fit the good folk farewell.
You said fit the good folks.
No, I gotta read this, because if I don't read this,
your daughter's birthday.
No, if I don't read this and I don't mention this, like I just picked up my phone.
Listen to me.
There's literally 13 text messages.
Listen to me.
There's like, Daddy,
happy birthday, Taylor.
It's just like, yo, Daddy, juice, paper plates. Like, my phone just died.
You said juice and paper plates.
I can't even lie to her and say,
gosh.
So I'm going to read this. She is my heart. I am her protector. She is my accountant. I am her provider. She is my champion. I am her cheerleader. She is my Mookie. I am her father. According to the law, this relationship must last a bit longer. Love you, baby girl. I truly, truly do. Today you will get to do what you wanna. Happy birthday, Princess Pretty Face.
Happy birthday, Taylor. Happy
my baby
birthday.
Girl is 12 years old. And I'm going to wrap up by saying this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
From the depths of my heart.
You're welcome.
For one, being as awesome as you are. 2,
thank you.
Be, without question, becoming a part of the journey of the pod. 3, for all that you do, right? You do a lot in many different spaces, in many different microcosms, and somehow you are able to get it all done
Yes.
flawlessly, virtually, right?
Virtually.
For those
yes.
of us that, who can see. But the one thing I want to let folks know, we get ready to close out, is that there's another reason why you're here today. Not only because you're the expert, not only because you helped us kick it off, but you are going to be considered the first guest of a very important month coming up behind us.
Yes, yes.
So your episode today kicks off actually our Women's History Month for next month.
Yes, talk about it.
And I am so excited that I'm flipping through these papers and trying to find my notes. But I don't.
You said
trying to find. Trying to find my notes, but
listen.
and then after I say what I'm gonna say, then it's like, oh, you need notes for that? Yeah, I need notes for it because I wrote some stuff down.
You play so
I want to make
much.
sure I said this right.
You play so much.
On our next show,
Yes.
the first Saturday in Women's History Month, we will be talking at some level about cosmetology in the beauty industry with the Chief Executive Officer of Lash Link Glow. I'm going to say it one more time. Next Saturday's expert will be the CEO of Lash Link Glow, cousin Marsha Grant.
The thing is, I actually love the fact, and I can't wait until we can all meet and just all chit chat. But the thing about it is, the women on Women's History Month, the panelists, the experts that are coming are so amazing.
Why did I feel like you just tried to slide an exclusive in there?
Amazing.
Man,
it's not even funny because they're going to come, they're going to share their expertise, they're going to just talk, and it's just amazing in the capacity of what they are doing.
Author Angel.
Listen to
Bunton.
me. Angel could write up your whole life. Angel could write it up. Listen.
We're gonna talk about creative and content writing with her
and that is so important. She's in a space that it's just come on. And plus her book.
Yeah. Doing well.
Listen, she better bring a copy up in here.
Yeah, she better bring a signed one.
Yeah.
But you know what that's gonna come with. Did you cash at me, brother? Yeah. Did you drop the cash app?
Send the invoice.
And then we're gonna have one of the most prolific CPAs on. I'm gonna leave that a secret for now. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna do that. But
yeah,
we know who it
Alicia
is.
is coming up too with
And
her
then,
expertise and her storefront.
The superstar.
Oh my gosh.
We are like March is just going to be amazing.
Yeah, with these women.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you that this is the pod and we are live on that Hub Life Radio here at the Hub. And if you can support the Hub Life at $ that Hub Life. I once again am your host, Mr. Brick City NJ, and I am grateful for you tuning in, rocking out with us. Remember, the pod is here to help you build, grow, maintain your business. Peace out. We're gone.
Thank you.